OT offers a bridge between the biomedical treatment of patients and the socio-cultural aspects of living lives in community, and helping people regain the capacity to participate in their daily lives.
The program in occupational therapy is one of the oldest in the country. It began 100 years ago at the time the profession was first conceptualized. There were many soldiers starting to return from World War I with injuries and other disabilities.
Soldiers were surviving injuries that they would have never survived before. So when they returned home, they needed productive work and they needed rehabilitation programs. There was a national movement to develop reconstructive aid programs to support these wounded soldiers, and these were being developed all over the country. Here in St. Louis, civic leader Rachel Stitz-Michael and many other concerned citizens partnered with the Junior League of St. Louis and actually had the great enthusiastic support of George Canby Robinson, who was the dean of the School of Medicine. And together they opened a school to train women to help restore the lives of these soldiers through occupation. And actually that was our humble beginning.
Occupational therapy is an area that's dedicated to helping people function, helping people to function in their real lives.
Back in the 60s and early 70s, muscle rehabilitation was done through crafts or pre-vocational training types of techniques.
There was an increased need for therapy to assist in the healing process.
As more science prevailed, OT became more rooted in the science of movement, in activities of daily living.
The science of rehabilitation and occupational therapy is now deeply integrated with neuroscience.
Rehab itself has changed, and plasticity and knowledge about what you can do in terms of stem cells.
All this was so important to understanding what people are doing and what it takes for them to get back to work.
As you all know, we celebrated the 100th anniversary of the profession this year.
The program has evolved wonderfully. Much of that is due to the leadership of Dr. Baum, who has directed the program for nearly a third of its entire existence.
She was appointed as the director of occupational therapy in 1988. It was a rather small operation when she came.
There were 4 faculty members. There were 12 of us in the class. Now there are close to 100.
There was very little outside support, and it was not recognized widely as a world-class operation.
1, 2.
Well, it was an unexpected challenge to build this program. I spent a lot of time learning how to relate to the physicians and ask questions, and found myself offering pilot studies to physicians, and that's how I built the clinical service.
There was a tremendous enhancement of the occupational therapy program and its impact both nationally and internationally, largely because of her leadership and her ability to identify and recruit excellent people.
I've just had this incredible faculty that wanted to grow, and we figured out how to grow together and how to build the future and how for everybody to get the education to be able to do what they needed and wanted to do, and now we're the top OT program in the country.
Empathy fuels connection.
The quality of our students is just mind-blowing. They have really high GRE scores and really high grade point averages, and most of them have done major volunteer work, some in international NGOs.
My research is set in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan, that's in Central Asia. The country itself does not yet have occupational therapy as a profession. My research, I'm partnering with an organization, a parents organization for parents of children with Down syndrome.
I'm part of the Chronic Disease Self-Management Lab, and we are looking at African American women that are are affected by breast cancer. So we are looking to develop a program that enables them to be able to self-manage their disease.
WashU really fundamentally transformed the way I think about the world. I really think like an occupational therapist now.
I really enjoyed working with patients. I really enjoyed the one-to-one. I really felt I could help them.
It's all about, what does this person want to do? Where are the barriers? Where is the issue? How do we address those, and how do we support them, help them, educate them to be able to do the things that are important for them to do in their lives?
Your ability to make change, maybe not on a macro level, but certainly the change that you help people bring about, it's really phenomenal.
This is a program that's been excelling for 30 years, and part of that is their connection in the community.
Many partnerships have developed over the years with community-based organizations. Paraquat is a great example.
Paraquat is one of 22 centers for independent living in Missouri. We provide supports and services to empower people with disabilities to increase their independence through choice and opportunity.
WashU and Paraquat in the early 2000s wrote a grant together to the Missouri Foundation for Health to start an accessible health and wellness program for people with disabilities in our community. And it was so successful that when the grant funding ended, Paraquat actually took it on as their own program.
There's no restriction to people's potential if they're given the right training and environment, and then they themselves achieve the motivation to do what they need and want to do.
Over the years, I've gotten a chance to travel to a lot of places, and I've seen other facilities. I mean, this is definitely one of the best facilities. I'm so lucky to have this in my backyard.
They are very nice to me, and they always want to make sure that I'm accommodated and that they have everything that I need.
Washington University School of Medicine is carrying out research that improves on what we do today for tomorrow.
The occupation base that is so important to everyday living, it can't be undervalued.
It's a profession, it's a calling, but it really takes somebody who likes science and also really likes psychology and wants to apply it in the context of people's lives and needs.
The students are key to our success. We really rely on the students and their expertise to make our programs possible.
It's real easy to read something from a book. A lot of these students, they're putting themselves in the situation before they're even out there in the real world. So a lot of them are learning and working with us. That's huge.
Medical school is an expensive entity.
The OT program is responsible for its own financial well-being. If we want to get the high caliber students that can treat patients well and back up their treatment with science, it's urgent that people give.
Donors have helped me financially be able to afford an education here so that I can focus on my studies and making sure that I become the best therapist I can be.
Whatever you can contribute, you're contributing to the perpetuation of a really excellent school and a fabulous future for these graduates and for all the people whose lives they will touch.
We constantly want to be better, we constantly want to grow, because it's all about helping people do the things that they want to do or be the people that they want to be.
There's always something to grow, to do, to learn. And this environment gives us that. And this profession gives us that.